ranking all of the motorcycles that I've ever owned from 1 to 8. Coming in at number 8 is my most recent purchase, a Kawasaki ER6N, and this thing is at the bottom because it is ropey as anything. When I bought it, it was showing cord on the tyres, it's got a baffle stuck in it, things were cable tied on, and it is just all round a generally ropey bike, but it's fun nonetheless because it was so cheap and I'm not too worried about damaging it. And above that at number 7 is my track bike, which is a 1998 ZX9R. The reason this is so low is because it broke on me mid-track day. There's something wrong with the clutch or the gearbox, meaning it was bunny hopping about. But this bike I bought crash damage for £750, did it up with new fairings, paint job, exhaust, quick shifter, and I'm using it as a track bike. At number 6 is my first ever bike, and this was my Aprilia RS50. 50cc 2-stroke 6-speed motorcycle. Technically a scooter, some people say, but it was great fun nonetheless. This was my first bike at 16 after passing my CVT, and I used to rag it around everywhere, trying to get it up to its top speed of 60 miles an hour. At number 5 was my first big bike, which was the Suzuki Bandit 600. I believe it was a 2001. And yeah, this was my first big bike after passing my A. It's a pretty standard bike, nothing special, you know, carved, inline 4, 600cc. Lots of fun, but it was pretty unreliable and had a lot of issues with the carbs. At number 4 was my first Supersport 1000, and that was my CBR 1000 RR Fireblade. I bought this crash damaged at auction, kind of bought it blind really, but I did it up with new fairings, exhaust, tyres, all that stuff. Ended up tracking it, but the reason this is at number 4 is because it had so many issues. It would miss gears, the clutch would slip, it would leak oil, but aside from that, it was an amazing first 1000cc bike. Coming in at number 3 was my first 125, and this was actually an Aprilia RS 125 from 2006, I believe. Amazing bike, fully unrestricted, 34mm Del Auto carb. This thing had 114 mile an hour on the dash. Regrettably had to sell it for a car, but still number 3 because I loved it that much. At number 2 was the 2016 Kawasaki Z800. Honestly, this was such a really nice bike to ride. Inline 4, 800cc. It was 235 kg. It weighed so much, which is probably its only downside. Other than that, really, really nice bike to ride. And yeah, one of my favorite bikes to this day. And of course, at number 1, it is the ZX10R. Honestly, this thing is a beast. It was my second 1000cc bike, and it is an absolute monster compared to the Fireblade, honestly. And yeah, I love this bike. I've done a ton to it, you know, fairings, exhaust, tracked it, and just spent so much time on this bike and really grown to love it. But that was ranking all the bikes that I've ever owned. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.